It's
We
based on
keep
the
on
intro this time.
we keep on pushing that red button, and we keep on doing it. This segment, Felicia, we're going on like dog years. We're they're putting us out to the farm soon. We are going at it again. UFC Vegas 60 this weekend. Felicia Spencer, how are you?
Doing great, doing great. Another day in the life,
Living it, living it. Beautiful. Midway through September. I don't know if you can tell. I went to the beach this weekend, twice, both days with the kids, both parties, and then I just had a good walk. It's still sunny as hell. Like when it's fall, football's back. I feel like it should get colder, but I'm red. I'm like a
Yeah, I think
tomato almost.
we got about 3 more months, I think, here in Florida.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah.
Very true. All right, let's get into. Okay, real quick. I didn't really talk to you because we recorded, I believe, last Tuesday or Wednesday, and of course, last week was the pay-per-view and the craziest weigh-in, all new fights, and we didn't go back and forth on it. What was your UFC 279? Where were you at on that, and just of all that madness?
I thought I liked the matchups better, except for I felt bad for the Leech, obviously, because I think
Yes.
that was the most unfair. But also, hopefully people kind of see it as a victory in a sense, because a lot of people feel like he won. And I think he said in an interview that he might be getting maybe a main event slot, something like that, to make up for the shuffle. So hopefully it all works out in his favor and he can get, back in the win column next time. But other than that, it all played out. We all knew it was going to be a wild one, right, going into it. So, hey, anything can happen. I feel like I need maybe 2 locks this week, since I don't know if I should count my lock that got switched up and then lost. I don't know if it's being just trying to get out of a loss or what.
I'll take the blame on that. I should have connected with you and kind of everything got remixed up. I should have reached out. It is what it is.
It's like, if you won, though, I would have just gone with it, right?
Right. I think back to the Leech. I think it's a great point what you just said, and he's been a strong talking point since the last 5 days about what happened, and I kind of think in a weird way maybe this might be like the best thing that's ever happened to him, right? Yes, he was in the co-main event, and yes, kind of seeing what the Leech did and what Tony did. We all assumed that the Leech was going to win that fight. I don't think it's absurd of me saying that. But, and as important as that would have been, it would have been a win, and maybe kind of that's it. I feel like there's such a underwhelmed fan support now for the Leech about his suit, and he couldn't wear it. Everyone knows he's kind of like a really hot topic name. Every MMA outlet was talking about him. Everyone thought he was robbed. Dana White talked about it. It was just one of these things I know he lost the fight, but looking back on it, it's like we're all talking about the Leech. We didn't mention Nate Diaz or Chimaev in this first conversation. We mentioned the Leech. So I think in a weird way, he might get a lot of fan support going forward.
For sure. And I think a main event would be a good idea for him. I think he would do a good job. So, yeah.
Love it.
Good point.
Love it. All right. UFC Vegas 60, Sandhagen and Yangdong Song in the main event. Nice bantamweight fight. Our girl, Jillian Savage Robertson, under Fight Banana, she's fighting on the prelims. The co-main event's awesome. 2 names. It's really hard to pronounce, but it's going to be like fireworks to make sure you are there for the co-main events. RoboCop versus Black Panther. That's what I'm calling them. I'm rolling with that. Really fun co-main event. But Fee, let's go with it. Where's your phenomenal pick? What's the upset that you see happening at UFC Vegas 60?
I feel like the card shuffled around, and now I'm second guessing if this fight's even still happening. But when I saw Marc-Andre Barriault was the underdog, wasn't he fighting RoboCop though? Or is that not happening anymore?
I don't think that's happening. He's
no.
fighting.
Is he still fighting though? Is he underdog?
Yeah, RoboCop's in the co-main event.
All right. Oh, I see. Yeah, I got switched around. Oh no, he's fighting. Oh, he's still an underdog against Anthony Hernandez. I think he's fighting still. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So if Marc-Andre Barriault's still fighting and he's the underdog, he's my dog.
Okay. Yes, he is. Plus 145. I'm on mybookie.ag right now.
All right,
promo code bananas. Yeah, he's in there. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, the one that I was looking at one of the lineups and it had like all the canceled fights still on there, so I was all mixed up right before this too. I was like, oh no, I had to switch my lock around because I thought Giga was still fighting, and I was like,
No, yeah, he's
no,
out.
he's not fighting. So I had to mix it all up. But anyway, yeah, I think anytime I see Marc-Andre on, I'm excited. He's a great challenge, contender. I think he would have even stood a good. Again, he was my underdog against RoboCop, so I'm pretty high on him.
Okay.
I think we'll expect good things from him this weekend. Um, and yeah, I'm ready to do 2 locks because of last week. If you'll take it, so
I'll take it. Yeah, this is the Felicia Spencer's phenomenal pick segment. It's whatever you say, I take. So
all right.
All right, I'm ready. Permanent black markers out. Let's roll.
All right. So this time, well, both of them are females. So
Okay.
my 2 locks are both females. First one is Aspen Ladd versus Sarah McMahon. I think in this case we're getting to the point where I don't want to say like age is the factor, but I feel like the ability to take damage could be a factor with the age.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's kind of my reasoning. And Aspen, I feel like her last couple of fights hasn't like shown up the way that she has in the past sometimes, and I feel like at this point it's probably frustrating her, or she's figured out something in her camp, I'm sure, to kind of bring out that that intensity that she's like, for me, like I think of her as being a very intense fighter,
Okay.
very, just aggressive and takes what she wants in the fight, especially with her wrestling and stuff like that. So even going against a very, high level wrestler like Sarah, I feel like if she can harness that intensity again, just her youth and her intensity and her rage to win, I think can be a big factor in that one. So I'm excited to see that one. And yeah, I'm picking Aspen on that one.
All right, before we go to the second lock, it's funny. So we have our betting podcast underneath our banner, Betting Bananas, and one of the underdogs, our guy Ryan Quinn, and the whole group kind of like agreed with, was actually he really likes Sarah McMahon in this spot. He just felt that Aspen has momentum going in the wrong direction, and he was feeling like this is kind of like Sarah's last kind of maybe shot to have a nice little upswing in her career because she's maybe a little bit longer in the tooth and stuff of that nature. And he just said like with the wrestle and the grapple, and he really likes Sarah McMahon. And I stayed quiet because to me, a year ago, Aspen Ladd was like a hot, buzzy name. Macy Barbara and Aspen Ladd on the female side, like future champs. Like you could have kind of, Dana White was high on him and a lot of people, and it just hasn't went their way, either one almost. And I feel like this is a big spot for Aspen. It really is. This is where is Aspen Ladd going to be at in 2 and 3 years? I think happens Saturday night. I really do. So this is a big spot. I like that pick. I do. I kind of feel this is a pivotal point in her career.
Yeah, I agree actually, because if she doesn't beat Sarah, then that's kind of like you're no
Yeah.
longer a top contender in the division.
Yeah.
No offense to Sarah, obviously, there's a lot. They're all there for a reason. But yeah, if she gets back to her winning ways and looks impressive, then she can go right back up to top contender status with an impressive win. So I don't feel like that's going to be like a negative pressure on her. I feel like it's just going to be, her wanting to compete with herself to just do better than the previous time. Just from my own experience, like when I lost to Norma, I was like, that wasn't the best version of me. So when I was in my next fight, I was like, I'm going to just take it and just be me, and just take it because I can't do that again, So I feel like that kind of energy is going into this fight. So I feel pretty good about it. Yeah.
I can't believe you brought up her name on this show.
And Norma, who won last weekend, we didn't give a little shout out to her. She fair and square beat another person I was supposed to fight.
She's probably like such a nice person too. I've never met her, never talked to her. She's actually like contacted Fight Bananas a couple times through social media because we tag her just through whatever, and she's always been like, oh, like a thumbs up or something. And I'm like, I she's like my least favorite fighter in the history of the sport. I know I should have not liked her, Fee. I know she's probably a great person. I'm sorry. It's just
I have no personal interactions with her. I don't know. I have no stories. Yeah.
All right. We're moving on from Norma Dumont. She is a she might be fighting for the championship next. She really might be next. It's wild. All right, you have 2 locks on this card. You said a female. I'm hoping you're going one way. You might just, I don't know. Let's see. The floor is yours.
I mean, would your head explode if I picked Apagova? No, I'm picking Jillian, of course. Part of the family, right? The Five Bananas family.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
not just for that reason. Obviously, Jillian's just a stud. She's. I mean, when I think of Jillian, I think of great grappling, and I mean the same for Apagova. I mean, I don't think of her as just a grappler, but she's very well rounded. Jillian's got a tough matchup, but that's why I like it, because I think she's a dog, and she's just gonna, I don't know, she's just gonna be like a shark out there, just trying to sink her teeth in. So yeah, I'm picking Jillian for the second lock. So luckily I got 2 locks this week, and we'll be back to winning ways.
There we go. Okay, so we got Savage in a lock. We got Aspen Lad Market underdog. My last thing on Jillian, I've probably said this to death, and like we do so many different things under the banner, so people are probably tired of me saying this. I just think it's a great matchup for her. I think this is her 3rd different fight opponent, but she's been in camp for 12, 11 straight weeks. She's at a new camp at GOAT with a new fight members and just new energy and new positive energy and just a lot of good. And, Gapapova got this fight in 5-6 weeks or 4 weeks, maybe in that range. And they've trained before in the past. Jillian is confident about it. And dude, Marina's really long and she's a southpaw and she has a lot of, good quirks to her too. But I just think if they get on that mat somehow, some way, even if Jillian's on the bottom, I feel like that's her world. She will reverse it. I just think sooner or later, 2nd, 3rd round, maybe at the latest, I think Jillian will get that neck. Nothing crazy, not a Dars, not an armbar. I think we're going to see a rear naked choke. I'm calling it up. And if that happens, I'm cutting that up. I think a rear naked choke's going to happen.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. I can see that happening. That's not a crazy prediction, so I like it.
There we go.
Are we going to mention the main event? I don't. It's like it's.
Oh
not...
yeah, there's a main event. I love this fight too. I just made a video. They just made Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. I love main events like this. I don't know why. And like this is the same thing. Like rankings, it's like 4 versus 7. They're both kind of like, to me, underrated or not as maybe big in the media or to the mainstream people that they should. I love both of these fighters. It's such a good fight. I'm really on Corey Sandhagen in this spot. I think he's fought the best guys in main events. He's been on posters, and his losses is to Aljamain Sterling, who's the champ, to Petr Yan, it beats everyone else except for Sterling. He lost that split decision to TJ Dillashaw. I think he won that fight. I love Sandhagen in this spot. I think he wins. Could go long or even short. I think Sandhagen wins. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a strong opinion about it, but I would lean Sandhagen. So okay. and yeah, it's a fun main event. And what time does the main card start at?
4:00 during the day.
Yeah, that's why I like it. That's why I like these cards, because I will watch the main card.
It's so funny. I almost brought that up. So I like day cards because of that reason too. Nights are long and all that stuff. But one thing I will say is, being a father of 4, sometimes I don't mind cards that go on at night, because during the day, the kids are running around. Even if I try to close the door or a back room, we have a TV room, whatever it is, they want to see dad. They're hungry. There's a Lego piece missing, whatever. At fight nights on the pay-per-view, all the kids are sleeping. It's 11 o'clock, 10:30, midnight, and it's just me and the TV, sometimes a buddy or two. But it is funny. I know a lot of people. Jillian's like that way too. She's like, Dave, I don't watch the pay-per-views. I go to bed at 9:30. It doesn't matter what day it is. 8:30, 9:30.
Well, the ones that start the main card at 7 o'clock are good too. Yeah,
so I like those.
They have the variation. I like those too, because then they end at 10, and that's just after bedtime. So yeah.
I like it. All right. I like it. We got 2 locks. We got an upset pick. You got you're leaning Sandhagen in the main event. I think it's going to be a really good fun card. Like I said, the co-main event is going to be awesome. There's a lot of good fights on it. Another fight I really like is Bill Algeo versus Andre Fili. That's a really good fight. So card stacked. It's a little bit of a sleeper card. I like it.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
All right. Here we go. 22-second outro. Let's punch the screen, okay?
All right, ready?
How you killed it.